I'm biracial, meaning that my father is from Zambia and my mother is from Australia. My father went to Australia in the early 60s. He was on a scholarship and he went and did his law degree there, and that's where he met my mother. And this was in 63, and in 69 he left with her, and I was born 3 months after they arrived in Zambia. When you're looking at 40 years of people asking you where you're from, it's annoying because you just want to be. You want to be able to walk down the street where no one looks at you, where you're not looking different. And when I was in Zambia, I looked different, so people would always ask me this. And I remember going into one of the compounds where my cousin was living, and I was 16, and we were bashed. She was bashed because she brought me in there, and it was a completely racial thing that I wasn't meant to be there, and they weren't happy that she had brought me there. And then, so, I knew that I looked different. I didn't feel like I was different, though. I never felt like I was different. My husband is Dutch. So I met my husband 4 years ago, and he's Dutch-Indonesian. And so he spent 15 years in Holland, and we did a show together. That's how we met. And we had been together for a year, and he wanted me to meet his family. So he brought me here. This was a place I'd never really wanted to come to. I didn't have a desire. But when he actually brought me here 3 years ago, I was just like, wow. I couldn't believe it. I think we went to the Kwaku Festival. He took me to the Kwaku Festival, and just the colours of people. And everyone just walking side by side, and everyone speaking one language.
You didn't expect that?
No, I had no idea. Coming to Amsterdam has confirmed, my whole view of the world, because this is the most multicultural city I have ever been to. In terms of, the different countries that I've been to, the places that I've lived, this is amazing. I've never experienced what I've experienced in terms of multiculturalism here. There's one thing that I don't understand, and it's the Christmas thing. What I don't understand is the Black Pete. And it wasn't until I didn't know about it until recently. So I was surprised that it was still a practice that is still carried on today. And from my experience of Amsterdam, and to have something that is racist, there's no question about it. We don't even have to discuss it. When it comes to, there's things that are just pretty much a no-brainer. It was a shock that it was still a practice that was going on. So that was a shock to me. From Australia, I miss my 2 kids. I haven't been able to bring them yet. They are adults, but I really miss them. From Zambia, I miss being able to speak the language with people who understand it. So I write songs that are in Nyanja, but I haven't had the opportunity to actually speak the language. So I really miss being able to speak that language. Malaika, nirakupenda malaika, ningekuomalue, ningekuomawondada. Nashindwa na manisi nawe, ningekuoa malaika. Kirege, kukuwaza kirege. Hey, kirege, kukuwaza kirege. Nami nifanije kimwenzi nyoho. Nashindwa na manisi nawe, ningekuoa malaika, nirakupenda malaika.